Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
You're a really dull class.
We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring.
Biden crime family.
Why, you're getting nervous, man.
How dare you?
And Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys.
You're wrong.
Puerto Rico.
I will never apologize for standing up for an LBT. I intend to resign as party leader. LGBTQ2 plus kids' rights.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
As prime minister. The level of admiration I actually have for China.
Oh, son of a...
But he called her a third-rate politician. He said there are communists involved and you guys might like that.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
Shut up, silly woman. America will never be a socialist country.
I'm in trouble.
America was founded on liberty and independence and not government coercion, domination, and control.
To collapse the liberal international order. He is the smartest man I know. You know the thing.
It's the Donald! Oh my God!
No, but it's not about, I know.
Everybody's always blaming me for everything.
Called the wrap-up smear.
It's estimated that 200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk.
Please clap.
Welcome. Absolute pleasure to have you all here. I'm going to eventually, here before long, get on making a new intro. So I figure I should probably finally actually play it again. We've been kind of lazy and skipping it. I'm doing a shorter one this time. 2 minutes is too long. How does Hypnotic do 15 minutes? I don't understand it. A, B, F. How you doing, buddy?
Great. And, some people ask what it's like being ABF, and they think that it's all baklava and Buckeyes. But really, ABF is, it's just Buckeyes and baklava.
So true. And don't you worry, that's going in the intro. Hayden Wayne, bananas and rice. Am I right?
I mean, it's not just about bananas and rice, but it really is about bananas and rice.
Dadoy.
That's your truth.
Norse. Bananas and rice.
I don't know how to top the previous two intros, so I'm just gonna keep quiet.
You've lived amongst these people. Have you had bananas and rice?
Yeah, they throw it at me every time I go to work. So
yes, Whitey. Absolute pleasure to have you here, chat. Jake Martin, always good when you get his pop in. Appreciate you. We got so many tabs, and ABF's got so many dispatching superheroes to do after this. So let's get into it. So often I have to get rid of tabs. Well, I always have to get rid of so many tabs. But there's certain tabs that sadly I want to talk about, but I can't, which is good news and good things Trump's doing. And Europe and the UK going to absolute shit. Love you guys.
I got one question for one, yes? Just to know if you saw it. Apparently tonight, Ilhan Omar was attacked. Do we know much about that?
It's a little bit of liquid.
It looks kind of staged.
Probably
kind of staged.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little weird. Yes,
it is kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have a tab for that. Right as Benny Johnson released an interesting report about her vineyard and wine company. You guys know about that? Or I believe, or maybe actually it's just wine company.
Tiny bit.
Yeah, wine company.
It doesn't exist. Spoiler alert. Yes. Yeah, attacked, similar to how Tim Walz sent someone to go kill state representatives who weren't going along with the fraud, something like that. Now, so with that, you guys might not have seen it, but the roommate of the guy who killed those representatives, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he was into Trump and Alex Jones." Did you guys ever see that?
Yeah.
And it was the weirdest, most staged thing ever.
Yeah.
And all this is coming out, and it's just like, can we send in the National Guard and arrest every Democrat in Minnesota, please? God, that's what today's about. But first,
for their safety.
Yes, for legally and lawfully. Oopsie daisies. I'm a professional. Sorry, you have a day off and you forget how to do your job. Okay. The U.S. has officially left the World Health Organization. Trump is done with globalism. He's backed out of a bunch of global homo stuff, UN stuff. Finally gets out of World Health Organization, I believe, yet again. Of course, President Newsom could bring us back in, but still.
Yes, this
yay.
is good.
There's no point
absolutely.
in us being in it.
And Maha, RFK, continuing to do a good job. So working on getting us out of these globalist organizations, he's doing a pretty good job. And on the Maha stuff, pretty good job. So credit where it's due. Now, Europe. Man, I love you guys.
They're so screwed.
You're so fucked. EU signs an agreement on mobility with India, facilitating the movement of students, researchers, seasonal and highly skilled savage workers, and launches the first EU legal gateway office in India to support Indian talent moving to Europe. Hey, we got some Indian talent in Europe and the UK. Hey, reform UK. It's going to save Britain, right, guys? Right? The Tories did a terrible job, right? So they're bringing in another fucking Tories. So, well, Braverman, this is ABF. If you were in Britain and you were a patriot and you saw this, do you think you would feel saved?
No, I would not.
Correct.
Why, that is clearly a British woman. Look at her last name.
Yes.
Braverman.
Credit where it's due. Speaking of, one of the better tweets I saw, an immigrant is just a clump of cells. Thoughts?
That's
right?
a pretty spicy tweet right there.
Right?
That is.
Correct. Oh, one could say a communist is just a clump of cells. Democrats just a clump of cells. Beautiful. I like it.
You don't have
let's use it.
Are just a clump of cells, I guess.
Yeah, we will be discussing how communists aren't people. Don't you worry. Isaac's got a tweet or two in here. But first, so do you know about like horseshoe theory, where the leftists go so far left they end up wrapping around becoming super conservative take, whereas some conservatives end up going so far they end up like having Nick Fuentes leftist takes? Well, this Nicholas Decker queer, normally a big old leftist homo, had a crazy idea. If someone is too dangerous to let stay in America, I don't see what good it does to deport them. Why would we make it another country's problem? Just shoot them. Illegally and peacefully, YouTube.
It's a bit spicy.
Depending on their crime. Yeah.
Yeah, depending on the crime. I mean, why not?
Just throwing it.
He's
out
beginning to
there.
believe.
I mean, not a bad idea. I appreciate you, chat. Consider hitting that thumbs up so everyone else knows we're live. Speaking of, it's just that time for that tab. If you could please, X thinks I'm a robot. Bro, I like too many of Isaac's tweets.
Hey, Kanye apologized.
I know, right? So if you guys would consider reposting and liking, I would really appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Here's the question. None of the normies in my life have even mentioned Minneapolis to me. Only online people care. Touch grass touch grass leftards. It's over for you. Have any of you guys experienced any Minneapolis talk in the wild?
In the wild?
I don't
No.
go outside.
Well, I
So-
know, obviously. Yeah.
No.
I actually haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone really gives a shit. I know they definitely can't get black people to join them. They definitely don't give a shit about white people getting shot by police.
Well, the CNN, famous pollster guy keeps pulling up the polls showing that the majority of Americans still like getting rid of all immigrants.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but as we'll be discussing, we get optics, and then all the white women and the retards just fall for all the optics every single time.
Well, it's almost like we've
Including-
seen this before in the same area a few years ago,
Oh, yes.
I know.
And then, as always, 9 out of 10 times the libertarians are having a fun time with this ICE stuff and how like I totally want to deport them all, but like, can't we all just be friends about it? It's like, bro, you're not gonna make it.
They're too
Because
weak.
this speaking of, this is what we're up against. Cam Higbee, putting himself out there in danger. Minneapolis Signal infiltrated. These thugs apparently have a home base, though I haven't been able to identify it. Yeah, the Antifa people always have a home base that they coordinate out of. Here's an ICE chaser indicating that he is expected there. So this is a part of a whole cache of things that they got from this signal chat, and we've learned some interesting things from it. Of course, I think a lot of us here already knew that the left are actual terrorists. When we call them a bunch of commie domestic terrorists, it's because they're actually organized paramilitary terrorists.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so we already knew this here.
And they're receiving money from a party in our country that's the other party. So
Yeah, some shadow government shit is going on for sure.
As well as billionaires. Good chance that the spooks are highly involved with Antifa, and that's why they never get in trouble. My girl Anna Paulina Luna, whew, she's so hot and like the only one worth a fucking DC at the moment. Oh, I love her. There's nothing organic about these protests. This is it's all
step
coordinated.
by step.
They all do the same thing. I talk about the Democrat playbook. I'm not joking. I mean, there's an actual Democrat playbook, and we're currently looking at it. All this sort of stuff's come out so many times in the past, and we always know, that's how we know that they coordinate with police and the politicians there.
Yep.
They're all in on it, just like the fraud. And this guy went mega viral. I believe it's like 35. No, now it's, when I looked earlier, it's 35 and a half. It's gotten over 1 million more. Crazy. So this guy responding to that, Eric Schwalm, retired Green Beret. As a former Special Forces warrant officer with multiple rotations running counter-insurgency ops, so about as expert as we could get on this situation, both hunting insurgents and trying to separate them from sympathetic populations, I've seen organized resistance up close. Drops all his bona fides. What's unfolding in Minnesota right now isn't protest. It's low-level insurgency infrastructure built by people who've clearly studied the playbook. And then he just talks about all the stuff they have and how it's exactly, this isn't spontaneous outrage. This is command and control with redundancy, OPSEC hygiene, and task organization that make a SF team sergeant nod in recognition. Replace ICE agents with occupying coalition forces, and the structure maps almost 1-to-1 to early stage urban cells we hunted in the mid-2000s. They literally train this shit. The rules for radicals isn't the only thing they're going off of. This is full-blown, one battle after another, weather underground, leftist, communist, terrorist, funded by actual communists as well, such as the Venezuelans and Cubans. We'll get back to the Cubans momentarily. Thoughts on this, guys?
We've known that this was happening, and this is just more evidence. Like, this is just more proof that they have been operating as a cohesive unit, even though they try to constantly tell us, oh, there is no actual Antifa. No, this is exactly how they operate. They operate in these secret communication circles that they keep super tight knit. And Nick was able to get in, or no, it was Cam was able to get into one of these. And that, the process of getting into it, they have to have like 3 people vet you. It has to come with a phone interview, has to come with they outline all the steps of how to get somebody access into this. Somehow he made it through and actually stayed in there a couple of days and then leaked all of this shit. So this is something that I'm really hoping that the Trump administration looks at and goes, okay, now it's time to put a stop to this. The communists have gotten too powerful.
Yeah, and I've said it 100 times now. I think that if there isn't actual arrest by, the people funneling money to these people, and I mean,
obviously,
or just stoking it. I mean, I can't believe Jacob Fry is still walking around.
Oh, well, if you look at some of the funding stuff and you actually trace it back, half the time the money comes from Act Blue anyway, and then goes through multiple shell corporations.
So why aren't people being arrested? That's whatever.
Oh yes, don't you worry. We'll be talking about how useless the Department of Justice is. Give us some time. We got some other things first. Back to this guy one last bit. How he concludes it. Your call, America, but from where I sit, this isn't January 2026 politics anymore. It's phase one of something we've spent decades trying to keep off our own soil.
1,000%.
Now, they have activated. They want to go BLM like times 10, but they're not even getting to BLM levels with this, which means like their extremism and their optics war, they have to go even harder on and be
the
even
rhetoric
fucking
goes harder.
Crazier. So at this point, if you don't just crack down on them so hard, they're going to be emboldened to. Charlie Kirk's not going to be the last assassination. Like at the very least, these trainees are going to keep shooting kids praying in churches. As Cernovich points out, they're all part of the same paramilitary group. Not playing these cutesy little games, they all organized together. That guy wasn't randomly there. He was assigned the role by his superior officer. They see this as war and they want to kill ICE agents. Yeah, the more and more we learn about that scumbag, he was not some nurse trying to help someone protect their Second and Fourth Amendments. Nah, he was a communist agitator.
And I think that, you were saying, again, not anybody in real life I've talked to about this, but the internet normies, like in the Discord I often talk about, they're starting to see through it as well.
The people, the idiots you argue with, or even like, we're being lied to?
The mega idiot is still charged up, but the normies of that server are like, nah, dude, this guy was looking for trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So
correct.
And they usually push back on me when I just ask questions. I'm like, dude, why the fuck are you pushing back? Can we just not talk about it? You're in the area called political debates. So
gay and retarded.
Yeah.
So
they suck.
We've got this. It's let's see, figure 6, the building of a revolutionary movement. So this is I don't know when this is from, but quite a while ago, and it's all the different things you got to do: infiltration by foreign communists, agents and agitators, and foreign propaganda material, money, weapons, and equipment, recruitment of fellow travelers and others, indoctrination and use of these for parties' purposes as it works up to intensification of propaganda, increase of disaffection, psychological preparation of masses for revolt. And then this is all what's underground and preparation. And then you get to minor guerrilla actions followed by large-scale guerrilla actions. And we currently are no longer underground. We are now above ground into full-blown leftist terrorism. Hence why one battle after another is being blown at these award ceremonies.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that seems planned as well.
How do we deal with communists? Not within the system they control.
This is why I wanted the movie The Savant to come out. I wanted to see more of how much they hate me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Raw Egg Nationalist post this. So we know they're basically like a military. Oh shit! The Antifa tank division has arrived. Check out this Antifa tank. Check out this Antifa tank, dog.
Is this Bugle Daily?
No. Yep. Not
struggling there with the snow and the ice there.
I think the battery ran out.
I thought he was aiming the turret. I guess I was on high alert.
I think the weight limit was reached, so it just crapped out.
Yeah, the bearings are fried.
Starts on fire.
We just saw Concord's biggest fan. All right, now. Oh, this person asked a good question. If you die protesting ICE, do you get 72 trans women?
Oh my God.
Thoughts?
I've seen a lot of excellent tweets come out over the past couple of days, and that one's up there for sure.
Yeah. That one's I got 1.7 mil on that bad boy. All right, now, and then, as always, Mike Ben's out here with the receipts. The Podesta plan. They war gamed in June 2020 how to use lawfare to criminally indict Trump and his family after stealing the upcoming election, using nationwide street protest, and provoking a breakdown on Jan 6 after a clear Trump win. They had a bunch of different scenarios, and basically ended with them saying, or at least in one of the games, that he didn't win, so they were going to nominate their own president and basically have like a secession and have like a civil war and name their own president. And
it
stuff
started
like
with
that.
alternate electors and then complete division.
This is the playbook that they were activating. And it's not working nearly as well as BLM, which is good in one way, but also bad in another, that if they don't get enough attention, they're going to do things to get more attention.
Yeah, the problem is they've already come out of that underground phase.
Yeah.
And if they don't either start to see some progress on their side, which is bad for us, or we don't completely quash them at this point, they can't go back underground and stay just below the surface. And they know that. They have to continue the above surface operation.
It's like a death rattle. The way I'd like to put it is they're, the more they lose, the more violent they're going to get, I think.
The way I see it is that whatever shadow government's pulling the strings, they can just rebuild whenever they want, and those are the people that are never going to get caught. You can find enough useful idiots to start over a new cell easily every single time.
Yeah, and as long as they can maintain their grip on the ideology, you're correct.
Yep.
Which is this whole entire school system. I mean,
and that's the thing, and they're operating within the system, so it's sort of if you shoot for the king, you don't miss, but it's kind of like a reverse. It's like Trump shooting for the kings, like he's shooting for the oligarchs. You don't miss, because otherwise it gets way worse. The repercussions make things way worse than if you just stayed with the status quo, which is the concern about like a governor or President Newsom. So if you go for this, if you're going to do it, you have to go hard as fudge.
Yeah, and just to be clear, what I meant by they can't go back underground is strictly that they won't fade into obscurity and have that time to rebuild, and they know that they won't do that. So if they do go underground, it'll be right up until the next big thing comes that they can try to kickstart this thing again. They're at that surface level at this point, and unless they get quashed, they're going to stay right there. And these minor guerrilla actions are something that we're going to see become a normal action that they are taking.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be decades long because they've built a literal communist infrastructure in this country. We let them do it. So it's like
I will say though, I mean, like after the BLM thing died off and lockdowns, they did fade away. And this is the point we're at. Is Trump going to crush them enough that they were forced to fade away? Because you're expanding or contracting, essentially. Is Trump going to finally push them back? That's what we'll get to. We got a lot of tabs to get to first.
It's like a boxing match.
Or football. So who would have thought? I'm horrified. I cannot believe. I analyzed public databases, confrontations with ICE. Just 9 counties accounted for 2/3 of violent confrontations with ICE in America, making those 9 counties, you were 590 times more likely to have a violent confrontation with ICE. So it's Chicago, LA, Minneapolis, New York City, Portland, San Francisco. It's all the ones we know. And we're at all these people, these armchair quarterbacks, who ICE is being so mean. They're looking at these like one little group in one fucking place all over the country. The states and the cities are just cooperating and handing over the criminal illegal aliens with ICE detainers instead of having a full-blown civil war / communist uprising.
Yeah. The ideology of that blue state has very little to do with it. It's the cooperation of the police not assisting and just making things worse.
Correct.
And that's what tonight's stream is all about.
Yeah, it's like the ideology of the leaders more than it is of the voters, I guess. Sure. Like how radical the leaders are. But
so Trump doesn't need to do some sort of crazy nationwide martial law God Emperor power grab. He just has to go after these like 9 troublemakers.
Yeah.
Now, we got another funny before we move on to the depressing. Armed protesters, the second they see an ICE agent, oh my gosh, just so horrible. How can ICE agents keep shooting protesters? Because this is the fucking protesters right here.
I saw Asmongold react to this, and it was so funny.
God bless it. Now,
there's a clip of ICE agents mooning protesters too. So. Yeah, ICE agents flashing their asses at protesters.
I think my heart just grew 4 sizes.
Yeah.
Now, so we talk about how they're trained. What's really wild about this entire situation is that people are constantly blowing high-pitched whistles the entire time, so these agents can't even hear each other or communicate. Everything is designed for the worst possible outcome, down to the gun he was carrying on him. And then now with all the different angles and slow motion and all this stuff, it looks like disarmed him, and then he went and then grabbed a magazine.
It looked like he was trying to
Clean
go
shoot.
back and grab the gun that he was not aware was not in his holster.
He seems like he grabbed something, and it looks like a magazine.
I know what happened. Not for sure, but this is what I think happened: is the agent pulled the gun out of his waistband, and from feeling it slip out, it was a reactionary move to go and touch for it because he felt something slip out.
I mean, there's the angle where he has something and it looks like a magazine. So he grabs something out after they just took a gun off him.
I think it was him holding a phone like this, to be honest.
But he wasn't holding. It looks like he pulls it out from behind his back, though.
I don't know. It seems like
From
the
what I
consensus
saw,
is that he was holding a phone in that fashion because a lot of people hold it that way to film, and he never put it down.
From what I saw,
I'm glad he was shot,
again,
and
this
the
is
world's
all
a
just
better
a
place without him.
clusterfuck
I
of a
know.
situation. It looked like he was reaching back from where he had just been disarmed. Now, whether he was reaching back to check after the officer shouted gun, probably not a great idea to reach for it.
Yeah, and I don't think these
in very quick succession.
protesters care
Should have
about
been
these
shot.
circumstances. I don't think they care at all.
No, because they're not protesters. They're communist
Exactly.
agitators trying
Right.
to cause this.
And
it doesn't
he had
matter
already
what the
been in
facts
an
are.
altercation the week before.
He had a rib
Correct.
broken the week before.
It
Yeah,
didn't matter about the
absolute
facts
fucking loser.
before, and it doesn't matter about the facts now
Yeah.
to them.
And
To
then
us,
they-
it does.
He's a nurse. Look at this picture of him we just photoshopped.
He quit that job 2 months ago, probably to join a freaking shadow government cell.
Correct. Just like that fucking lesbian who deserved to be shot in the face.
Probably got a paycheck too.
Yes, my only problem with it is that all the people there aren't being shot by ICE agents. That's what I would prefer, to be honest. Legally and lawfully, peacefully, shoot all of them, of course, for obstructing federal law enforcement.
Yeah.
And they are full-blown terrorists. We'll get to it. As any of the journalists who are there, they keep attacking them. It's full-blown organized as terrorist cells. All of them should be shot as enemy combatants. Minnesota Intifada. ICE Watch Group shared manual detailing how to fight arrests. Launch a micro Intifada. Damn it, the picture's gone. Show me the picture. But it shows how to resist arrest, exactly like he was doing.
Wow.
It's almost like they train them to do all of this stuff. Like
I
they're
actually didn't know about
domestic
the resisting
terrorists.
arrest part. That's crazy.
Oh no, that's what all
Yeah.
they do the training facility stuff for all this thing. They shoot guns and stuff. And so now the libertarians are like, the Second Amendment, you're allowed to obstruct law enforcement and try to pull guns out on them. It's the Second Amendment, bro.
Well, that's insane because any sort of resisting equals you're probably going to get killed.
Yeah, you should be killed.
Like
Yeah,
the
correct.
likelihood of you getting killed, it just skyrockets. So they're asking you to be a martyr in those in that manual.
Oh yeah, because you're a useful idiot.
That's why Maduro probably had to be captured, because he couldn't get out of there, because the drug cartel, you try to leave, they kill you, and then the communists, they kill you because they need their martyrs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they're trying to do. That's what the whole, in Civil War movie, it's the Antifa massacre. They want one of our crazies to come like shoot a bunch of these idiots, but we're not dumb enough to do that. So basically they just have to stage all this stuff to try to get ICE to shoot them and stuff like that. And even that's not working out very well for them, because they're all white people and no one gives a shit about stupid white people on the left. So
It's true.
yeah, genuinely. And it's a bunch of fucking geriatrics. They're sitting in the fucking old white women to get shot to be communist martyrs.
The ideology does not care about the individual. They will sacrifice their own. Yeah.
I hope they all resist arrest. Now, moving on. Yeah, they're being trained to resist arrest. They're being trained with arms. They're being trained how to do all this instigating and following them. It's completely 100% organized. It's essentially intelligence group / paramilitary group. They're enemy combatants. They all need to be rounded up, and if that's not possible, shot. Fox News just said the quiet part out loud today. Even Fox News is finally admitted. The reporter confirms that comms, they have radios and a command structure, logistics, they have supply lines and food drops. They move like a unit, not a mob. Yes. These people need to be put against the wall, legally and peacefully. ABF?
Communication is actually one of the best tactics that you can have out of anything.
Yep.
Oh, well, yeah, no, wars, yeah. It's all about like supply lines, communication, information. Yeah, and they all know that because they're using guerrilla like tactics, like training manuals and stuff, and
Yeah.
training each other how to do it. When the head of BLM said that they're trained Marxist, this is what they mean by trained.
Correct.
They're demons from hell and they need to be sent back to it.
You think
In
they're
case
hoping for it to fizzle out or something? Because it clearly they're not going the full steamroll route at the moment to get rid of this problem. But I don't know. Maybe they're afraid
the
of
Trump administration?
Yeah, maybe they're afraid of another more instigation. I don't really understand the process here.
Well, I think that a lot of them are operating without actually breaking the law. So they're probably fully aware of all these groups and the funding and everything. They're just looking for an excuse to actually act on it so that something sticks.
No.
Yeah.
No,
You don't
that's
think
some
so?
cutarded bullshit. No, our Department of Justice is run by a Democrat, a lifelong Democrat.
I mean, yeah, there's that too.
And then all the other Department of Justices, they all work together. Like Keith Ellison is the fucking Attorney General of Minnesota. If you just look up his name in the first like 10 Google images, it's gonna be him holding up the Antifa handbook.
Right.
Yeah.
They're all a bunch of demonic communists. The justice.
And that's
system
what
is
I'm
fucked.
saying.
We're
Like
gonna be
you
talking
can't
about it.
You can't fix the problem if you don't see politicians getting arrested. You just can't.
But we can't even get Don Lemon arrested. Meanwhile, in case you missed it, the American left are just terrorists now. James O'Keefe received. We know you're in Minneapolis. You're with O'Keefe and his crew of Nazis. You're in a white Ford license plate from Florida. You have 1 hour to leave or you're dead.
Update. They're not dead yet.
That's
about the only
We have
update.
to put these people up against the wall before they put us up against the wall. James O'Keefe, every vehicle downtown they're able to track, run the plates, confirm who they are, get their ID within seconds. There were 5 of them standing outside my car, interrogating me, asking to see my identification. This is insurgency. This is fascism. These are enemy combatants who need to be treated as such. Worse than the cartel, he describes them. Yesterday, while driving, we were followed by multiple vehicles for over an hour. We were told that we came up in the local ICE Watch Group's ICE database. You can hear us confirm to them multiple times that we are not ICE. At one point, they asked for our IDs to see who we are. Insane network they're running here. Never seen anything like it. Put them against the wall. Or,
Papers, please.
yes, or Guantanamo would also be acceptable. ABF sent me this. This is the plate checker used by protesters to track down ICE agents. The password to use it is in the URL.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem legal.
Not only that, there were a couple of like ICE tracker apps that people were using, and you could easily get into the back end and anyone that used their email address to sign up to make a user, all those email addresses got leaked in a giant database.
Wait, who signed up for what?
Some of those ICE apps that you can download onto your phone and also operate through like a web browser. Every single one of their email addresses got doxed out of that database.
Email addresses, phone numbers, all of it.
So they love walls. They set up another Chaz Chop. We'll get to it. And they love asking for ID. Just not for illegal pedophiles. Now, Royal Egg Nationalist did a story on this. Minneapolis Twin Cities area has over 300 automatic license plate recognition cameras powered by AI. Could the rioters be using them to identify and swarm immigration agents? Yeah, it's safe to say that's probably what's happening. And let's see. Man, it's really hard to put these all in decent order. But that's because the city is working with them, so they have the database through that at the very least, and the police are working with them. So a lot of people think, oh, well, they just have an in with the police. They don't even have to have an in with the police if they have a way for the city to get to all the license plate checkers and the database and all that stuff. So it might not even be the police. It could just be the city doing it, which means this is just full-blown state-sponsored terrorism, insurrection, communist revolution.
Yeah, and Jacob Fry literally threatened ICE in front of the entire country.
public hangings on television is
Yeah,
the
I've heard that.
only correct response to this.
I've heard there are some of the Minnesota government officials that are actually in that signal group that got leaked as well.
Oh, don't you worry.
I've heard that as well.
We are working our way there.
Okay.
James O'Keefe, yeah, we'll just say, yeah, he says it's worse than when he covered the cartels. And then who else is involved? The press. So they pretend to be press. They just take pictures of nothing. And then people stand behind them and then throw ice blocks at them. So they literally use the press as human shields to hide behind to attack them, which metaphorically is very accurate, especially when you realize why's a Reuters reporter in the Signal app? That's kind of weird, isn't it? Reuters, the one that was allowed to stay in, I believe it was them allowed to stay in Nazi Germany because they towed the line for the Nazi party. And if you didn't toe the line, you got kicked out of Germany. But Reuters got to stay. Isn't that interesting, guys?
It was for the story.
It's Minneapolis PD standing down to let rioters storm a hotel they thought was housing ICE agents. The state government is on the side of the rioters. Correct. So this is she was a Signal Group leader, been coordinating ICE riots. Amanda Kohler, she was a paid protest organizer and Minnesota State Senate candidate, but most importantly, a campaign strategist for Tim Walz. Put them against the wall. Let's see. Orange Chowdhury, a Democrat-endorsed council member from Minneapolis, also appears to be in there. Interesting. Minnesota State Rep Brad Tabke has an anti-ICE handbook. Oh yeah, he also happens to be the Minnesota Rapid Response Anti-ICE Watch Signal Chat group. So the way they're able to show up immediately, he's in charge of figuring all that out. And if that's not bad enough, the second in command, the lieutenant fucking governor. I believe this was the kill transphobes shirt or guy or bitch or whatever. Oh, disgusting piece of that nose. Oh God. Lieutenant
Crazy
governor. Yes, lieutenant governor, one of the top ones running it all. It's not organic. It's an insurrection at the very top. Yeah. Peggy Flanagan, dispatch admin. And also, of course, let's see, Anita Smithson, candidate for Minnesota State Senate and avid ICE Watch dispatcher. Loves herself some BLM and all that. And of course, yeah, we're all fucked. I need to leave this state. It's not going very well for them. That was actually Cam Higbee. He kicked the hornet's nest with that one. Now, that same bitch, lieutenant governor, second in command. I have contacts in Cuba. So Venezuela. Patrick Byrne keeps talking about how Venezuela and Cuba have a bunch of control over leftists in America for doing immigration rioting and stuff like that. And it's yeah, sure, I guess that makes sense. But then this happens because he's talked about certain politicians who are on the payroll of Cuba and Venezuela. And it's okay. But then you see something like this and you go, oh, so we have literal foreign communist governments controlling and working with our politicians in our country.
Yes.
Correct. It's just freedom of speech, though, man. It's just freedom of speech.
It's fully infiltrated. These, like Erwin has said multiple times, these should be considered, and I don't know if I would go as far as to say considered enemy combatants, but at the very least to be considered as helping enemy combatants. All of these people could be rounded up for conspiracy.
I mean, we got all that Patriot Act shit after 9/11. Let's actually use it on actual domestic terrorists. Crazy concept.
Yep.
2 weeks after Trump returned, Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison issued an opinion finding that counties in the state could not hold criminal aliens on ICE detainers. So the Attorney General is allowed to just say federal law doesn't exist here. You're not allowed to do that. That's called an insurrection. That's like secession. That's civil war at that point. And that is 100%. All of this stuff is exactly why the Insurrection Act exists. I don't think we're getting it, guys. We're having a cooling off period. We're going to see where it goes from here, but I don't think we're going to get the hammer. Back when Trump was threatening a tax remittance on Mexico, President Sheinbaum threatened to mobilize to stop all the protesters. So Cuba's behind it. Mexico's behind it. Let's not forget that Tim Walz is a Chinese agent. We're having a Marxist cultural revolution. Paramilitary communist? I wonder if China is involved with this at all. Put them against the wall. And now, instead, so we talked about how he's going to bring in the National Guard. Tim Walz going to bring in the Minnesota National Guard to help the police that are standing down. And they were going to make sure they wore the yellow reflector vest so everyone knew that was the good guys in the fatigues, right? So they brought him in.
It'd be funny if they were red vest.
Oh, it should be armbands. They delivered donuts and coffee to the rioters.
Yeah, this is the gayest thing ever.
They sent the National Guard in to help the rioters.
They're actually fueling the opposition.
Yeah, and it's all because they purged all the decent officers back in 2020. At least
this is grounds to arrest Walz, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
Oh,
him and Fry.
Okay. Well, if that doesn't do it, so they set up their own no ice zone, another Chaz/CHOP, which is being protected by the police department and the National Guard. They're allowed to have an insurrection, and it's protected by the police and National Guard. Yeah, at this point, like, you know, they're not playing within the system. Rule of law has been gone for a long time. Like, at this point, just Trump. Let's just go ahead and solve this problem. That's what people want. This is their Chaz/CHOP. They believe in borders. Occasionally, when it's a communist shithole, they believe in borders. And it gets protected by the police and National Guard. Yeah, more than sickening, Jake. Infuriating, to say the least. So angry, I could puke. Now, Savannah Hernandez, very pro-Trump, was in the White House not that long ago. Remember when Venezuelans were crying tears of joy on U.S. streets because their corrupt leader was finally arrested? I want that so badly for Americans. Us crying tears of joy because our corrupt leaders have finally got arrested. Apparently, we can do that for everyone but ourselves. And this sentiment, man, it's going around. A lot of people saying Trump's better than Kamala only works for so long. All right, now, commie shaming? Yeah, we don't have time. Shame commies. I agree, Isaac. Communists aren't people. Emerald is right. Many people believe that if we got more laws passed through Congress, we could save the nation. But the communists don't care about our current laws. They have sanctuary states. Why would they obey the new ones? Just like they ignore the executive orders. Plus, we can't get anything passed anyways. The Senate, is absolutely worthless. Let's see. Fuck the optics. Boo. The Tree of Liberty, Blood of Patriots. I've already been a little too extreme. All right, now we're moving on and just throwing it out there. I do have some super chat rewards. Sydney Sweeney went and did some things. All right, now it's Pam Bondi. Oh my God, it's her best picture yet. Like, this is peak Sydney Sweeney. Okay, it's Pam Bondi time. Pam Bondi, we sent Tim Walz a very strong letter today. We have been working on this letter.
It would have been better if she didn't say anything at all.
I have been saying it since the day she was fucking pointed at. I said, no, do not trust this bitch.
And of course, she doesn't run shit. Number 2, Todd Blanche does, and he is a lifelong Democrat before Trump appointed him to his administration because he was a personal lawyer of his. Awesome. The time has come for Pam Bondi to write a strongly worded letter to herself. Hayden, the Pam Bondi hatred get you fired up.
I hate that bitch so much.
Put you in the giving spirit.
I just remember back right whenever everybody was like, "Oh, she seems like she's gonna be okay." I was like, "No, fuck this bitch. I don't trust her."
No,
and I have been vindicated.
Oh, well, I mean, I think everyone thought she was going to suck because no one can do the role. I wanted Matt Gaetz, and even I don't think he could have pulled this off.
Yeah.
Hitting a Glass Man, Clifton 3D, Matt Fun Cool, Apollo Moon. Nothing is coincidence. and Merle's world. Merle seems like a cool guy. Oh, Jake Martin slipping in here. All right, we'll get to the boobs. Don't you worry.
Hey, Hayden can use his arms. What the heck?
I can't use my arms.
I don't believe you. And actually, thank you for the transition.
Attract customers to your business. Make a splash at your next presentation. Keep grandma company. Protect your crops. Confuse your neighbors. African American, hail a cab. Testify in church or just raise the roof.
Testify. Shout out, Jake. Appreciate you. Seriously, always good to see you, homie. And you guys have certainly unlocked. There are some really good ones in here. I think this is my second favorite. I'm a butt man, but that one I was showing earlier is great. I think this is my second favorite. Like
oh my.
Chat. She's on a generational run. It's like she just wants us to be happy, and I like being happy, and it's nice having a woman that just wants us to be happy. I mean, any guy who's actually had sex turns into an ass man, right? Oh no. Wait, did you just come? Where? Did you just like pull this? Is my cat a communist? He only ever talks about meow.
That's a good one.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to steal that one.
Did you come up with that? Where did you pull that out? Grok, tell me a communist dad joke?
I'm not revealing my secrets.
All right.
You didn't just Google funny commie jokes?
Yeah, well, fine. I won't reveal my secrets of these jokes I totally make up on my own. What is blue and not heavy? Light blue.
I was going to say Democrat thoughts.
To the person who stole my glasses, I will find you. I have contacts.
Ooh.
And we have some clips, and then we'll get back to some dad jokes. I know. I started going through them, and I finally got the marker out, and I crossed through the shit one.
Let me see the one you crossed out. What does it say?
Oh, well, let's see. For the last one I just do, the cannons be ready, Captain. R. I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make sense. I actually didn't get the joke.
I trust your judgment. Continue.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't get that one either at all.
We'll play a clip and we'll do another card.
My hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. And I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Oh, and that definitely unlocked the next Sydney Sweeney. That is for sure. My girl out here saving culture one cleavage at a time. Holy shit, girl. Oh my. It's like she just wants us to be happy. Yay for Sydney Sweeney. All right, and then let's see. Okay, we got the video. Ooh, okay, and then we'll go with this. Oh wait, hold on. This is a lovely one too. Oh, she just doesn't care. I mean, the arms up and I think we can all agree arms up is best version of boobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Like laying back, like if you get a good side boob are pretty great, but I think arms up is best version of boob. And she just I don't know if I can show that chat. Oh Lord have mercy. It's like she just wants us to be happy, and I'm happy here and down there. Oh.
Yeah, don't move the camera down.
Someone recently stole a toilet from the police station, and the cops have nothing to go on. Gooch would have loved that one. Yeah, what do you call a hen who can count her own eggs? A mathema chicken.
Ooh, good one.
Yes, that one I was on the. I didn't know if I should cross out or not.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the line with that one, but.
Are there any concrete links between Alex Preddy and this Antifa network? I would be interested. They use lots of code words and stuff like that. But considering we now know he had a previous interaction, like a week or so before, where he had like a rib broken, he was certainly a repeat instigator. And the fact that these people are checking IDs, if you have someone actually going out and doing the instigating, I assume they probably do a little checking your credentials and stuff as well to make sure they're try to keep from getting infiltrated. So he was certainly allowed to be operating there, even if he wasn't in the Signals chat. So he was communist terrorist approved to be there. Is there any evidence that Preddy doing this on their behalf? I'm looking into something. Yeah, I would be interested to know. But one of the other interesting things he did before he went peacefully protested is people are saying he deleted his social media.
Yep.
interesting.
And
he
to
had
be perfectly
and he
honest,
just had a previous bad run-in. It's almost like he was trying to have another run-in. So
we don't know if he deleted it before or after the incident took place, where we have seen that after people have been involved in a similar incident where they end up expired, they have gone back and deleted their own social media.
I assume the network, they make sure that sort of stuff happens to recover their trail. ABF?
A lot of people keep saying because he had a mag on him, it means that he was like trying to do a mass shooting. That's not really a thing when you're carrying. A lot of people carry an extra mag, sometimes 2 or 3 even. But if he deleted his social media right before, that actually kind of supports
and then he lost his job. He had just gotten in a thing. Like, he is in the exact mindset of someone who would try to like shoot a nice officer. And they've been shot at and rammed and stuff before. So
but you're missing the point, because his mom told him not to get involved with officers, and he said, "Don't worry, mother, I would never."
Oh,
he was a nurse. Nurses suck. They are so fucking overrated.
Nurses are fucking terrible.
Not
all nurses.
Not all. Shout out to Market Reality. We got a clip for that, and I did finally watch Married with Children.
Yeah.
Steve Rank!
So he doesn't want to have sex with his wife because he can't get it up, and you guys made it like he was gonna be really manly, but he doesn't have sex with his wife.
I know
that really bothers me.
When I was younger, I was always like thinking like Peggy's not bad looking. Yeah,
I
like, what the
know.
heck?
Even with like the 80s, 90s hair, she's still attractive.
I know.
I did quite enjoy it though, but like people talk about The Simpsons, the stupid man, the horrible relationship. Like they hate each other, and they were trying to, get like white people to stop having kids and families and stuff. And like, I thought it was going to be a little more based, but like there is based bits, but then there's also some like, oh, marriage is the worst. You should never get married. I hate my life stuff. Too.
I mean, it's in the title, Married with Children.
Well, yeah,
like, it's supposed to be funny in itself.
Kind of the whole shtick is like it sucks, but yeah, I watched like 5 or 6 episodes. I did quite enjoy it. So we have a couple more, and then we'll get back on Sydney Sweeney. I always put blankets on small peppers. They always seem a little chilly.
Okay, all right.
I don't remember Jess doing that. What do you call a snail on a boat? A snailer.
Oh, okay.
No, okay. That
Not a good one, though.
Fine.
But I get it.
How does Moses make coffee?
Ooh, something with parting. No?
No, think like Isaac would be thinking right now.
I'm not that retarded. I can't.
How do you make coffee? What's it called? The coffee make it's you
brew it. Oh, yeah, he brewed it. He brews it.
He brews it.
Okay.
See, I knew you could get there if you just put a little bit of thought into it. All right, and then let's see. Okay. Appreciate your chat. You're super duper generous. If there any more comes in, you get to see the best. It's like,
my God,
it's fucking peak, dude. Like that is iconically hot right there. Fuck.
We often pay attention to one end of this specimen, but I think we absolutely negligently ignore the other end.
The like proportions, right? It's and all the strappiness and the fish. Oh, holy. Okay, sorry. We have a super chat to get to. This professional place. Deadman79 for a favor. Did you hear about the Viagra shipment that got robbed? The police are looking for hardened criminals. Yes. It's important to find them in the first 4 hours, or your chances
You're gonna do some hard time.
Yes, this is now a Skinamax stream. Yes, thank you. I know. Hey, I've been showing off pretty ladies for a while to thank my super chatters, and YouTube hasn't gotten mad at me yet, except for when it's the WWF, and then they like to block you in Russia. But man, that squirt gun on the butt was pretty fun.
That was great.
I'm not sure this is ever leaving. Okay, now we have too much to talk about. Pam Bondi, that dumb bitch. Okay, now. The full weight of federal law enforcement is engaged in Minnesota, and this Department of Justice is advancing action on every front. Now, this is good. Waltz, Ellison, and Fry, who I want to call Frey, have acknowledged receipt of federal grand jury subpoenas from this DOJ. So something has happened. They have received something. So keep that in mind when we get to the very end, because the question is, did Trump back off, or is Minnesota starting to back off? Because if Minnesota is starting to, is it because a tiny bit of accountability is finally coming? Fingers crossed. Harmeet Dillon. Read this story and tell me if you agree that the people who did this need to be held accountable. Yeah, I love when people who are the ones in charge of holding people accountable are like, should we hold people who break the law accountable? It's really great. Look. Horrifying new details. The invasion of City's church was even worse than we thought. Agitators blocked stairs so parents were unable to get to their children at Sunday school. One told a kid, "Do you know your parents are Nazis? They're going to burn in hell." This ain't God's house. This is the house of the devil. And some of the kids thought they were terrorists, or children were weeping. College students and young women were sobbing. It was, take time to work through. Kids thought they were going to die.
That's awesome.
Sometimes I do just want some of our officials to don, I don't know, a stylish Hugo Boss uniform and walk out to do a press conference and go, okay, if that's the game you want to play.
There was an incident recently in the same area by a leftist at a church that, would make kids
correct.
They should be afraid of these people.
Mm-hmm. And they always cover that stuff up. And then meanwhile, if a retard gets himself shot for doing retard things that get you shot, then a martyr. The NBA, I had to get rid of it, but NBA's leaning into it. All the ones who did the BLM stuff, a lot of them are leaning into it, but it's not working. People don't give a shit about the dead white leftists. They were desperately, part of the plan was that immigrants would get killed and in the anti-ICE riots, and then crazy conservative would show up and shoot all the brown people. That's what they were hoping for, but they can't get that, and so they have to try to cause a martyr.
They're cooperating,
but they can only get dumbass white people to do.
The immigrants are cooperating.
It's actually really funny whenever funny is probably not the word. Ironic funny. How whenever you look at this so far, ICE has only killed criminals, and the protesters, even whenever they attempted to kill ICE agents, only also killed criminals. So, both sides are kind of, if you look at the score, both sides are taking out criminals. So there was the ICE shooting at the Texas facility last year, where they tried to kill ICE agents and ended up killing 4 illegals that were detained.
Never go full retard.
So this is the question: does Trump have it in him? And my argument, he's got the boomer billionaire bubble. He's also a bit of a New York liberal, not quite as conservative as us. He's gone through some hell though, so he's definitely come over more to our side. But does he have it in him to do that? I would argue, with the generational differences for attorneys and whatnot, inherently he's not able to go as far as we need to. And that's the thing. At this situation, if you shoot for the king, you don't miss. If we're going to go for it and try to defeat the globalists, you have to go all the way out and try to destroy the globalist, or they're going to come back and they are going to destroy us. So does he have it in him? I don't know.
He proved that he can. He proved that he can with the Venezuela black wagon in the middle of the night. But is he actually going to do it? Is he actually going to do it is the question.
Will he listen to all his advisors and the donors and stuff, or will he listen to his base?
These are American citizens, and it's not anymore. Not when you create an insurrection inside the country.
I thought I was about to do a poem, but it's just shout out Jerry, member for 9 months. Appreciate you. Hail Nerd Wars from the Sith Lord poet. Love life in the dark side. What? No, that's what? No, that's bad. The dark side's bad, Jerry.
But he's got the right attitude right here with the next part.
Time to grab hell and give it a ride. Hail ABF, Hayden Wayne, and Magnum. Peace.
Hail, brother.
That might have been. Oh, and Magnum, comma, peace. Okay. That or Norse got autocorrected into peace, possibly. Appreciate you, Jerry. All right, I believe I am caught up. Yes, thank you to all my lovely super chatters. Couldn't ogle Sydney Sweeney without you. All right, now, Pam Bondi. Here we go. I know Pam Bondi deservedly presents an incredibly easy target, correct? But you could have the most competent and ruthless AG imaginable, and what exactly would he accomplish differently with a judiciary full of Star Wars names that is totally and overtly politicized? Well, he would just arrest the judges. We'll be getting to that. Okay, cool. You've just given the Democrats and nearly every Republican in Congress the excuse they desperately want to impeach you, the president, and the VP. So then what do you do after that? A military coup? And then a lot of people are like, yeah, actually. So
sounds great.
But this is the whole thing, though, is we're not going to get out of this legally, in that the judicial system, the law and order is gone. Like, rule of law, it's gone. And if we try to solve this from within their system, we can't, because the system is set up to not be able to fix it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you try to fix it within the system, you're going to fail every time. And that is, does Trump have the balls and the smarts to do it? I don't think so. Thank God he's got Stephen Miller next to him, the only one with the smarts and the balls to actually push for this. And he has many others too, but there's an old expression among ICE agents. It's not over till the alien wins. The leftist courts are doing everything in their power to subvert democracy. So this is us talking about how so much of the problem is the judges, and there's not a ton he can do. So this is one, they try to, a non-citizen wins the legal fight to obtain a bond hearing before an immigration judge. It doesn't go well. So then the judge is like, we're going to give you a redo and do like a second bond. So even when they fail, they're like, nah, screw you. We're giving you a second chance because we're trying to destroy everything on purpose. Let's see. Yeah, this was a weird one to place. No. I wrote yesterday.
I like that last tab.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna
yeah.
Thanks for chat. It's coming back out. I wrote yesterday that one of the primary reasons the administration should exit Minneapolis is because the chief judge is actively working against the president's immigration efforts, and his obstinacy would make continued efforts impossible. Well, guess what? Judge Patrick Schlitz just went over the top and is demanding ICE Director Todd Lyons appear in person this Friday to face potential contempt of court charges for allegedly
this guy.
Yes, for allegedly not giving illegal a bond hearing within 7 days of the filing of his habeas petition. They keep trying to pretend like illegals have rights.
Yeah.
They don't.
They do not.
When this is the mindset of the top judge in the district, a former Scalia clerk, now doing his best Boasberg imitation, overseeing all litigation related to the removal of illegals, the operation is a lost cause no matter what higher courts do or say.
It's really interesting whenever you look at it on the other side, though, and you had all of these judges that would schedule the illegal immigrants, their hearings were scheduled to be 2 years out, so they had a free 2 years to remain in the country and then decide if they were going to show up for their hearings or not.
Yeah.
Now it's fair and speedy trial. These motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And this is what Trump is up against just from Norm Eisen's lawfare. Speaking of someone, you want to cut the head off the snake, Norm Eisen's a good one to go after. Venue shopping, preliminary relief focus, coalition plaintiffs, coordination across organizations, media synchronization, scholarly credibility, the funding question. This also does include all of this: dark money and Open Society Foundation and individual mega donors. A bunch of billionaires control everything that's going on because they follow a lawsuit every single time Trump does something. I guarantee you this is not how our founding fathers envisioned our country to operate, and the only reason it's possible is because of NGOs, which is why you have to destroy the NGO network. You have to deal with these judges. The problem, though, with dealing with the judges, though, I think I got it around here. Is impeachment is difficult. Here we go. Mike Lee. In no way, shape, or form is Attorney General Pam Bondi to blame for any of this. She's handling all of it exceptionally well. She has my unequivocal support. So I bring that up just to show, even though Trump's called her out on truth a few times, I don't think he's replacing her. At least not before the midterms, right?
No, not before
she's
the midterms.
getting replaced this year?
Absolutely not. Nope.
ABF? Magnum? You think?
I don't think so.
Midterms are too close. We're coming up to midterm generals here within the next month or so.
Yeah, he doesn't want to admit failure in any way, shape, or form.
ABF?
I was gonna say they'll start running the narrative of Trump doesn't have his house in order and stuff like that, and say it's not unified and blah blah blah. So
some normies will buy it.
Go ahead and prepare, guys, for it's an election year. Sorry, we can't do that. It's an election year.
Oh, I'm sure we're going to hear plenty of that.
And then if we lose the House, guess what? You're going to hear, oh, sorry, we're not in control of Congress. We can't do anything.
And midterms are not looking good right now.
Correct. A lot of the people in the middle, the independents, the people who voted for Biden, who came over to Trump, he's lost a lot of those people, and he needs them to win, sadly, because all the olds are turning
pretty
into
dumb to
commies.
begin with. I mean, if they were voting who they're voting for in the past, they got to be pretty stupid. So,
what points has Trump failed them on? Just out of curiosity,
it's going to be 90% optics. Going into the midterm generals, it's going to be 90% optics, and things optically are not looking great right now. And then whenever you look at who actually voted for Trump in the last election, the optics are going to be split on who do they think that it's a good thing that Trump is not pushing down harder? Do they think it's a bad thing that Trump is even there? Or is there the other side of it that think Trump needs to be pushing harder so the optics aren't good? The optics are an absolute shit show right now.
And the podcast bros, the libertarians and stuff, the ones who helped them get elected.
Start calling them libtardarians is what I'm going to call them from now on.
They're at each other's throats so much.
Assholes.
Like,
and
they're not real. I mean, Libertarian Party has been destroyed a long time ago now at this point.
Hey, don't you worry. We're going to blast through a few more DOJ and judge shit first.
Okay.
Don Lemon's arrest was blocked by a magistrate judge and then a federal judge. They're demanding Trump's DOJ go to a rigged grand jury. It's deceitful to blame the lack of an indictment on Trump. Sis or no. That's the thing, is the deep state is deep. And if you try to work it within the deep state system, the deep state is the House. And they're going to win every fucking time because it's a fucking they're carnies. It's rigged against you. You can't win the fucking stuffed animal. Now, how do we handle it? I'll say it again and keep saying it. We should take a page from El Salvador President Nayib Bukele. The first thing we did to save our country was to impeach and remove all the corrupt judges. A lot of us like this idea, right?
Yep.
Magnum. Okay, Magnum. How do you go about impeaching a judge? What's the process?
I honestly don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
Well, it's the same as impeaching a president. So it starts in the House. What percentage of the vote do you need to do impeachment in the House?
What is it? 60%? I don't know.
50%.
50%. Okay.
Yeah, 50% in the House.
Then 60 in the Senate.
I don't even think it's 60. I believe it's 2/3.
Yeah,
so
2/3.
even higher
66%.
Than 60 is considered supermajority. It's above that.
Yep.
When we don't even have we barely have a majority, and with all the rhinos, we don't have a majority.
So it has to be an absolute scandal for someone to get out.
Mm-hmm.
No,
maybe not even.
Look at the Virginia election with I want to kill his kids. It's like nonsense. They won.
Yep.
So I like the idea of let's impeach all these corrupt federal judges. We can't.
Yeah, and our current legal system is not designed for us to do it with our current electorate right now, and it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, and so the Democrats just keep having to hold out until they can borrow another election, which, man, if we don't get that SAVE Act passed, we're fucked. We're super duper fucked. Even with that, a lot of the states, they're just going to say, well, elections are a state thing, so we're just not going to do that. And we're going to do an insurrection and just cheat all we want.
Yeah, and you look at the history, look at the history in this country, just constantly back and forth between Republicans and Democrats. And the Democrats are just absolutely bonkers now. So, like, it won't take them too much more time for them to absolutely destroy everything, But
so Trump has two choices and only two choices. He can rot and die in prison like Bolsonaro in Brazil, or he can be the hero and champion of his country. Bukele is fucking beloved. All of Trump's advisors say, you can't do this. They'll get mad at you and do this to you. They're going to do this to you anyway. So do you want to be this, or do you want to be the hero?
Oh, I think there's a 99% chance they arrest Trump after his presidency.
Oh, yeah, no, there because remember there was already ongoing stuff, but then they said that the DOJ couldn't litigate it like while he was president. So there is stuff that there literally is already holding up, like to use against him after.
They'll definitely try because they're gonna want that optics for the next election to be like, oh, see, MAGA is bad.
And speaking of optics, we're heading into it. I think we might get the Antifa communists to back off a little bit because this is what I call the winter of hate. It's -15 out there.
Yeah.
Riots, just like crime, happen in the summer where it's warm. I think they might back off a bit, and then this summer, it's the summer before a midterm. I think they're gonna go crazy again. And
to be fair, I still think it's mostly
unless they can get a black person to kill themselves, or to get killed, to martyr for themselves, then I don't think they're going to be able to pull off what they want. But they're still going to go full blown domestic terrorism with it.
They might need another martyr for the summer, but guarantee you they'll have some useful idiot lined up to do something.
The struggles that we're seeing with our own government being incapable of fixing this problem I still don't necessarily think that we're losing on all fronts. I don't think the protests are actually working with normies. You know what I mean? I don't think they're actually gaining people to their side. You know what I mean? Most normies think it's stupid.
If I'm not mistaken, the Russian czars didn't take the Bolsheviks seriously, and that's one of the reasons why they were able to pull one over.
And that's why we're sounding the alarm, right? Like it only takes I think our country only had like 3% fighting the Brits 3%. Off or something here.
Yep.
So
it's 3% of a population can stage a revolution.
Right.
So now let's move into the optics of it all. Mark Mitchell, best follow on X. Brutal ICE tactics have increased support for sanctuaries, attack the system that enables illegal immigrants. So by Trump not doing it properly and giving these people the actual protection they need, and it's gone out of control. And all of the idiots, they believe the stupid optics. They see it as being brutal ICE tactics, even if we're like, no, our problem is it's not brutal enough. But it increases the support for sanctuaries. Mark isn't out here just telling you his political beliefs. He just tells you what people are saying in the polls. And as much as we're like, we want more, the fact that he's not doing it properly and letting them just get attacked, and they're managing to win a lot of this optics and information war, like with the, ICE arrested the little kid or whatever, but really it was his fucking parent running from him, his mom that didn't even want to take the kid. They
or that retard,
shit, sadly.
That retard over the weekend that was on, and said, what was it? He was like, now, don't get me wrong. These are concentration camps. It's not Dachau. They're not actually putting people into gas chambers yet. And it was like, oh
exactly.
My God.
And then we're getting the more thin-skinned people, the more feminine, the more libertarian people not handling it well, like Dave Smith. But first, the chat, the one and only chat for for a $5, not for $43.50. That would be legendary. Hi all, and the cook guy too. ABF, will you be visiting, handshaking, signature, etc. that Dust actor at the convention coming up?
So I got tagged a lot today because it was announced that Alec Baldwin is going to be at MegaCon. So
I would love for you to get a picture with him and you just do this.
Please. I do like just.
There's already like 5 people that are like, I'll pay for your visit.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Just have super chats pay for it, because I will contribute. Please, dude. That would be the best photo. Oh my God, dude.
We need
also, it's
Alec Baldwin.
It's probably not the best idea to introduce myself as Alec Baldwin's figure. So
just introduce yourself as ABS.
No.
Well, you don't need to introduce yourself.
You're just ABS.
Telling your name.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time,
you want a photo. That's all.
A lot of the time with people like that, and with like, Shatner, I've got up here, they literally told me in the line, they were like, don't talk to him. You can say hi. That's it. Pose for the picture and then move on. I was like,
that's all you need.
If you put an arm on his back, we're chopping it off.
Yes, I was not allowed to put an arm around him, anything.
He's going to accidentally shoot another person.
I bet you that they have to, like he was saying, don't mention Rust. Don't mention Rust. Don't mention Rust.
God bless it. All right, shout out chat. Appreciate
You're going to pre-screen all the questions for sure.
Also chat. Now, Dave Smith did a dumb thing. I'm an immigration restrictionist. Who's ever said that? Or
what the hell?
What does that even fucking mean, you flamer? I believe that we have the right to remove any and all people who entered our country illegally.
Okay.
Oh, so you agree that just going after the criminal ones isn't right? We need to go after all of them. Okay. Also, ICE is out of fucking control. A bunch of pussies drunk on power going around intentionally escalating violent interactions and intimidating U.S. citizens by mooning them.
Who's the pussy here?
They create. He starts this next part with they create. Like ICE is out there fucking staging
That's just a lie.
Just to shoot people.
He's like a thin-wristed Jewish comedian.
Does he think that when you take the trash out, like some shit doesn't get on you once in a while? Like seriously, we're dealing with human beings that want to be as garbage as possible. Some shit's gonna happen statistically every time when you're talking about violence or immigration or whatever. Like they are pussies. He's a pussy.
He nullified his entire first statement with his second statement.
Yeah.
And the people that they're actively going after right now, like Erwin pointed out, are the most violent, the worst of the worst criminals. Those are the people that ICE is trying to track down. And then you've just got a bunch of retards that don't understand anything that's going on that are getting in the way of that happening. So if they're trying to stop like a child predator, and then you have a bunch of retards getting in the way of that, you're going to try to apprehend the child predator regardless of whoever tries to get in your way.
And now exactly he just created more retards by saying what he said, by lying about what's happening.
Yeah, keep gathering your drooling libertarians around you, fucking idiot.
Guys, we've only finished 2/3 of his retardation. There's more.
Oh, no.
They, as an ICE, create these tragic situations. We just showed the how to resist arrest tutorial. And after this gigantic show of force, gigantic. How about the two dudes who were like in a hotel being attacked, trying to get backup? Gigantic. No, it's all the communists are the show of. They won't deport a fraction of the illegals who entered under Biden. Yeah, this is simply not worth it.
Congman's response to that should have been a quote tweet because it doesn't do it justice being there in the replies.
So is his solution to just give up? Because that's what that fucking sounds
pretty much.
Like.
We need to do it the right way. Okay, Dave, what would the right way be?
Just let them stay here.
What if we made an app where they could go home voluntarily and we gave them money to go home? Something nice and friendly like that. What do you think about that? Oh, they already have that option, Dave. You fucking retard.
Yeah.
Fuck. This is the type of dude
we've tried everything.
If he was in the trenches alongside you, he would just get up and run, the other direction.
The replies aren't going very well. Kongman nails it. This is your brain on Walbertarianism.
Yeah, so that should have been a quote.
Yeah. Savannah nails it. Why don't you go to Minneapolis, try to walk the streets and go find out yourself who is really, quote, intentionally escalating violent interactions.
Good response.
Roaming terrorist communist gangs attacking reporters. Yeah. The fact that we've had so few of these incidences is kind of shocking. We should have had more. Glenn Green, this is actually a perfect example of why I say a big tent is a bad idea. We need to have a medium-sized tent so we can gatekeep retards and queers like Glenn Greenwald. This gentleman right here, this gay man married to a brown man with black children he adopted. Matt Walsh and these other right-wing empty men who think they're avatars of uber masculinity. This fucking queer put an umlaut on the U for uber. Uber masculinity particularly hate Alex Preddy because he exemplified the virtues they love to extol and are too cowardly to actually embody. I'm going to use an F slur. They cosplay as trad men by this one who fucking kidnapped children to cosplay as a father in a normal family is calling these people cosplayers. Cosplay by dressing up in campy plaid shirts and sitting in podcast studios with a log cabin aesthetic. How dare you say that about Tucker? Alex Preddy went to the street to fight for causes he believed in. Communist causes. And protecting pedophile invaders. Yep. Protected and helped others in both how he protested. He was helping two women when ICE grabbed him. What about the week before when they were breaking his ribs? And his work as an ICU nurse. He's a gay man, so he has the brain of a woman. the women are the ones who are going to break first. The gays, black and brown people, but it's us white men. We're the only ones we can count on to not break when a couple of brown tearsies happen.
Well, Glenn Greenwald is a world-renowned reporter, and he doesn't realize that he's not a nurse anymore.
Well, Glenn Greenwald has also been a leftist forever and only recently made the move slightly right whenever he didn't like some of the stuff the Biden administration was doing.
Yeah, didn't he work for the New York Times or something?
Yeah. Correct. He's the Barry Weiss of journalism.
Well, Glenn Greenwald hit it big when he ran the story of Edward Snowden as the whistleblower.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Alex Brady went to the street he lived the values they pretend defines them, all while they lack the courage to ever do or risk anything. Yeah, Matt Walsh, why won't you get off the couch and be a domestic terrorist like Alex? He's a reminder to them of what they're not, a mirror showing their own fragility, said the limp-wristed queer. That's why they feel vicariously strong watching ICE agents shoot him in the back and killed him. Medium tent. Big tent, bad idea.
Correct.
Just saying. Now, the anti-Semites aren't handling it very well. I supported Kyle Rittenhouse being armed at a BLM riot, so it'd be hypocritical if I opposed a leftist doing the same. Laws need to apply equally to all Americans.
Okay, wait. I want to respond to that fucking tweet real quick. Mr. Jake Shields. I do support the left being able to go out and protest while being armed. However, I do not support them getting into altercations with law enforcement and not expecting to get shot. Because if I would go to a protest, I guarantee you I would be going to a protest armed, just in case, because these things turn violent way too often. However, if the police approach me and try to say anything, I'm going to comply with every order that they issue because I would like to not get shot.
Actual hands up, don't shoot.
At the Rittenhouse thing, somebody was pushing a flaming dumpster into a gas station in a neighborhood. That's not the same thing as protesting. And the other thing is, if you're a communist, you don't get the right to protest in this country, in my opinion.
Also, he originally went there to help protect the car dealerships they were burning down.
Yeah, and people keep saying that he was brandishing a gun. No, he was open carrying is what he was doing. That's not brandishing. If it was hidden and then he pulls it out as a display of force, that is brandishing a weapon.
Yeah, and then they try to kill him with a skateboard because they like to use things not perceived as weapons as deadly weapons. You keep seeing the guys with the metal snow scoopers, snow shovels.
Yep.
Those are deadly weapons, but they're like, it's not a weapon. That's what these communists
I think that was going out on Twitter over Friday, actually, was people saying, if you're going to go out and protest, be sure and bring your snow shovels.
Correct. They know what they're doing. Yep, and if they do it and then resist being arrested for it, well, if you're resisting arrest, I mean,
the laws change when you're not a citizen of this country. The laws are different for you, and when you're inciting insurrection, the laws change for that person, that individual, and performing that action.
And apparently he didn't even have his concealed carry license with him.
Not only did he not have that, he didn't have his ID with him. So there was two things.
And his social media also disappeared possibly beforehand.
Also,
literally everything screamed he was going out to try to shoot an ICE agent.
I've taken a concealed carry course before, and they go over a number of scenarios of what to do and what not to do. And I guarantee you, one of those things that he either talked about or was written on the written part of it is don't resist arrest and don't put yourself in a position where you're messing with law enforcement while armed.
Yeah.
If you are the good guy and you take down the bad guy, as soon as police show up, you set your weapon down and you lay down on the ground.
In my state, I am actually required by law to tell a police officer that I'm armed.
And you tell them where you're carrying and all that stuff, and
that's exactly in the concealed carry class. And it's and ABF's,
and that's just for regular interaction. I'm saying, like, if you're out somewhere and cops show up, like, you let them know.
So or you just leave like a smart person should, is just leave.
Now, in the state of Arizona, you actually do not have, like, if you get pulled over, don't have to tell the cop you have a gun. But it's usually a good idea to tell them, because then they forget why they're writing you a ticket and they're all concerned about the gun, and usually they just let you go.
Yeah.
Well, and it's good to show you're on, like,
I mean, at the bare minimum, you just don't instigate. You don't get involved with whatever's going down.
So I would argue this seems less like him protesting and First Amendment and more suicide by cop.
Well, actually, I would say even if he was protesting, he was absolutely allowed to have a gun there, and he did absolutely everything wrong that flags you as you're going to get shot.
I've actually taken concealed carry permits in Minnesota, and in that state, you're expected to run from any situation before any sort of force whatsoever. Like if you run away and then finally still catch up to you, that's the only time you're allowed to use a firearm.
On the flowchart of decision making, all the decisions that he made led to death.
Pretty much.
Correct.
And he broke all the rules for concealed carry in the state of Minnesota.
And he was likely trained to do a lot of the things that he did.
Yeah.
By organized communist, lectern guy, friend of the channel.
I'm shaking that guy's hand.
Hence why I get to call him friend of the channel. A lot of you are having the wrong conversation. He had a right to carry a gun. Commies want to kill everything and everyone you love. This is the real conversation, correct?
Very true.
It's true.
A lectern guy for being the guy who's just like the funny memes. So like he's actually got quite a few good takes.
He's actually like a really, really super nice guy.
So we were just discussing how the Blame Israel crowd has lost it so much that even Fuentes has had to come out and say, bros, ICE has nothing to do with Israel. You can't call yourself America first if you think we can tolerate 30 mil. If I wish there were only 30 million here. Third world illegal aliens living in our country. There would be no violence if the illegals took their free plane ticket home and left to stop harassing ICE. Why does he have to do that? Because things like this. ICE, let's take off the patch. IDF. This
such a stupid argument.
I cannot stand these people that Israel is the problem all the fucking time.
Hayden. So you'll notice this meme was made by Mohammed Nader. This was posted by Suleiman Ahmed.
Interesting.
So no conflict of interest there.
As they point out, America must become Somalia because an Indian guy in Britain says to do otherwise would be Jewish. Politics is very cool stuff.
I can't stand the people. And everything is Israel people.
And
insane.
The people who get obsessed with that, like I try to warn people, the Isaacs and whatnot, is it gives you leftist views. Nick Fuentes continues to spout leftist bullshit, and it's because the blame Israel for everything brain rot.
Yep.
It's like libertarianism.
I'm getting pretty sick of it. It's almost like hearing about Kathleen Kennedy stepping down, blah, 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 blah. It's so tiring.
I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I do come out and supporting certain things Israel does just to watch all of those people's heads catch on absolute fire because I said Israel did a good thing once or twice. Like,
there's so many more problems to care about.
I know.
Our global elite are a pyramid of many different ethnic mafias. And yes, the Jewish ethnic mafia is disproportionately large and has disproportionate amount of control.
Right.
But so does the white mafia, the WASP mafia as well.
Crazy.
Oh, the Chinese mafia. Whoa.
No, wait. Now Indians? You're being a race traitor, Erwin, because you just went after the whites and the Chinese.
Over 1 billion Indians and Chinese, but don't forget about that tiny little Israel, guys.
The Germans are still here doing their thing, man. Like, they're still doing crazy shit.
Over 1 billion Muslims, but they're actually good because they're on our side with this, so we should import them. Okay, sorry. All right, we're back. Okay, now here's where we get a little black belly. This is where we get a did Trump
this is
back
where it
down?
Starts. Oh no.
Yeah. Mayor Jacob Fry. I spoke with Trump today and appreciated the conversation. I expressed how much Minneapolis has benefited from our immigrant communities. Yeah, I imagine you guys have benefited greatly from them. And was clear that my main ask is that Operation Metro Surge needs to end. The president agreed the present situation can't continue. Some federal agents will begin leaving the area tomorrow. And this was yesterday. And I will continue pushing for the rest involved in this operation to go. Minneapolis will continue to cooperate with state and federal law enforcement on real criminal investigations, but we will not participate in unconstitutional arrest of our neighbors.
I love how he didn't say legal American citizens there.
Or enforce federal law. We will not enforce a mayor. We will not enforce federal law. Slam his face into the ground like Superman in the new James Gunn when he gets arrested. What the fuck? You don't get to do that.
If I was ICE, I'd arrest him.
Violent criminals should be held accountable based on the crimes they commit, not based on where they are from.
How come they won't give ICE access to the criminals that are in the prisons then?
Because they're doing a communist revolution.
I can tell you this, that if that happened in Texas, I believe that Attorney General Ken Paxton would send somebody to arrest the mayor of the city that said we are not going to enforce federal immigration law.
Because that's the sensible thing to do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But we have communists in charge of Minnesota. I will continue working with all levels of government, except the federal, to keep our community safe, keep crime down, and put Minneapolis residents first. I plan to meet with Tom Homan tomorrow, which was today. I'm not sure what came out of it. Now, here was the other black pill. Nick Sorter was reporting, along with others, that Greg Bovino was no longer commander at large of the U.S. Border Patrol, and they had demoted him back down to his normal, smaller position, because this position has been eliminated. So we get Trisha, what is she again? Assistant Secretary. So yeah, number 2 at DHS. Chief Gregory Bovino has not been relieved of his duties, because Carolyn Levitt also got ahead of it. They're playing word games.
Yep.
They demoted him, and it looks like he's probably going to retire.
I just wonder if we
Tom
can go
Homan.
back to 2020 and how Texas was entertaining the idea of trying to find ways that we could send the Texas Rangers into other states in order to quell national rebellions that were happening, because it was also a issue of Texas state security. And the Texas Rangers they're like the FBI of Texas, except a little bit more intense than the FBI. So I don't know if we can start entertaining that idea again. Like,
I fully support it.
With it.
Remember when the federal government under Biden ordered the border to raise up the concertina wire with the forklift or the telehandler or whatever the fuck that was?
Yeah, because I think they managed to get it blocked, and then like a federal judge overturned it. And the second it overturned,
it was the federal judge in Texas, I think that. Well, there was one in Texas that was like, yeah, no, you can't do that to the Biden administration, and the whole thing got.
Can we go back to the buoys with spinning saw blades on them, please? Right now. Sorry. Okay, we're doing decent.
Yeah, one way that would go to civil war is if they forced other states to get involved, and now we have states fighting each other. Like, that'd be some fucked up shit.
State versus federal government is also pretty civil war.
Right.
So Nick Sorter went on to Crowder today, just revealed that it was two independent Border Patrol agents told him that they've been sent new orders not to arrest non-criminal illegal immigrants, even when a license plate check confirms illegal status. So they kept going after these people, but then they'd be living with or in cars and stuff with other illegals who hadn't committed crimes. So they would get arrested too, because they're also illegals. But they didn't commit any crimes, guys. And then they're
except for the crime
they
committed.
Yeah, they try to say, oh, Trump's arresting the non-criminal ones. And we're like, arrest all of them. And it looks like people in his administration, particularly possibly Border Patrol, it seems like it's the Border Patrol commissioner who's the one behind all of this. They're saying, nah, we can't do that. The optics are too bad. We can't arrest illegals even when we know they're illegal now.
Keep in mind that, what's his name? The former immigration's, his last name starts with an A, or maybe his first, Alejandro Mayorkas. Yeah.
He's the worst traitor ever.
Keep in mind that he also put in a lot of the understaff, and the Trump administration has always had a problem with actually cleaning house whenever they go in and take over an organization. So this could be something that's not coming from the top of immigration's customs enforcement, but some mid-level management that they're just not passing up and is passing orders down.
The other thought, too, as Nick points out, I want to be very clear here, this could be a temporary measure to allow time for Homan to negotiate with Walton Fry. I'm not sounding the alarm yet. Give Homan some time. It also seemed like this was the Border Patrol Commissioner decided this, and then it seems like Trump found out, and Trump might not be in support of this. So it could be a situation where Trump's administration is going against Trump's will. Cerno, it does look like Trump is backing down. Let's hope that's not what is going on. Lauren Chin, I guess the lesson here is that you're just not allowed to enforce laws if the left doesn't like it. It's Steve Bannon, as pro-Trump as it gets. I don't think you can call this anything but the White House blinking. Waltz called up and slob-glazed President Trump, and now Bovino, who did an amazing job in a tough situation, gets pulled. Wall Street Maverick, quite pro-Trump. If Trump doesn't invoke the Insurrection Act today, he is doomed to lose in 2026. He looks weak by allowing this to continue. Show some leadership. Shut down this insurrection in Minnesota. Even General Flynn is like, bro, it's time. And if we lose Minneapolis, it proves American government on a federal level is effectively defunct and the Trump counter-revolution has failed. Correct. If President Trump doesn't deploy the military to Minneapolis, he will look incredibly weak and pathetic. Correct. If ICE backs down, then the terrorists in Minnesota will be on buses to another city to apply their model of attack attack again and again. Correct. The left is testing a model of response. It's a shit test. If this works, they'll replicate in every blue state across the country. If you don't hold the line here, you won't hold it at all. And that's what I'm saying is they're preparing for another summer of love. I think they want to get this shit going in more cities rather than just like their 9 favorite shitholes. And Trump has to rise to the occasion and not just meet it, be bigger and overcome it and put it down like decisively.
Yeah. It's got to be a knockout.
Stop truthing and we want to see some perp walks instead of truths. This is just random. Whoever Mr. Sausage is, anti-communism, anti-uniparty, then do something. You've been running your mouth for 10 years, arrest the traitors or shut the fuck up. This right here, this is how you lose a midterm. Tom Fitton, Insurrection Act, bro. Nick Fuentes, Insurrection Act now, agreeing with Joel Berry. When you got Joel Berry and Nick Fuentes saying the same thing, bro. If Trump doubles down, invokes the Insurrection Act, crushes these feral communist riots, and arrests the leaders responsible, his popularity will go up 10 points. But his advisors keep telling him, oh no, we'll lose the midterms if you do what the voters want. ABF? Do you want decisive action? You want to see the communists crushed, or will that be bad for midterms?
I do want the communists crushed.
And do you think the optics will? Well, do you think the general public will like it, or at least the likely voters will like it?
It's tough to say because the narrative will get twisted, and it's difficult to predict how it's going to be twisted. But I just don't know what it would do to the swing voter, because that's really who they're doing all these moves for, right? Or at least that's what they're being told for.
That's who they're trying
white
to make
women, the libertarians, the pussies, and stuff like that. The low information voters they voted for Trump because they're like Biden bad, but now Trump in, things aren't still the best. People in charge get blamed, but people don't know politics. If you're in charge, then they just blame you and they're going to vote for the other guys. That's why midterms don't go very well. Also, you don't have a president on the ballot, so it's low turnout. So their fraud is more successful. And then also the olds vote. Normally the olds will vote in the midterms, and that used to mean a little more conservative, but now the olds are a bunch of fucking dyed-in-the-wool hippy-dippy commies. Yeah. So midterms are going to be rough. The polling is not looking so hot. Now, did Trump actually back down, or did he get a secret deal with the Minnesota insurrectionist? The few protesters that are left are literally being herded like cattle. Complete disaster for the left. So
notice the reflective vests.
Yes.
And who is wearing reflective vests?
Well, no, these are actually the police. Police are actually doing some stuff.
It seems that they, from what I was seeing earlier, it seems that they are actually the National Guard and the police are both now helping.
Well, but that's what's insane is because all of this has been caused by the Minneapolis police purposely standing down. So now all of a sudden they're being activated. Or are they just trying to back off a little bit because of like grand jury subpoenas? Or
I saw people were pointing out that was like closer to the suburbs, and they basically wanted to not let things get out of hand. Also, that was at that hotel, right? That they did that crackdown.
No, I believe that was different. And then this one
Okay.
is, I believe, probably the hotel you're talking about. This was Homeland Security. Local Minnesota police arrested violent rioters last night. Glad to see some state and local government cooperation. It's a start. So are these negotiations actually getting somewhere? Ed Krasenstein, really sad because they're using LRADs on the protesters now. ICE are discombobulating libtards and you're blackpilling? So, yeah, Hayden, do you think these negotiations are having an effect, or do you think the commies are just pulling back for a bit?
So, from what I actually saw of some of the video and stuff that's come out, it does look like the actual police and the National Guard are now using forceful tactics to quell some of these protesters, which I think is
like, you have a minute to leave. If you don't, we're actually going to arrest you.
But then actually taking the moves, going out and taking people down. It's like breaking the line, taking some people down, putting them in cuffs, dragging them back behind the line.
So it's enough of a reversal that protesters have gathered outside of Waltz's office at the Capitol after he signaled willingness to work with Trump and Tom Homan.
And I think that I agree with those protesters in that, to me, it did signal some willingness. Why can I not say that word? willingness to work together. And I think that's a good thing. They clearly think it's a bad thing. But I don't think they're going to go hard in the paint on it. It's just a little bit of a display of, okay, yeah. So they arrest a couple of the retards that won't just fuck off. But they don't realize that most of those retards aren't.
Here's a question. Do you think they offered Waltz a pardon if he would have his people stand down?
Because he's not actually being prosecuted for anything yet.
I mean,
grand jury subpoena, but yeah.
Like, we're not going to go after you on the federal level as long as you stand down. Like,
the grand jury stuff is about them like impeding ICE, like obstructing law enforcement, essentially. So
if you start helping us now, then
as I was saying, so they did have some leverage on him, but is it enough? Is this actually going to work? Or as soon as Tom Homan goes, they're going to revert right back to communist terrorism? ABF, what do you think?
I mean, they always go back to communism.
Always.
You have to keep it at bay always.
Yeah. And then last tab, President Trump backs Bovino. Says he's been dealing with paid insurrections in Minnesota. Bovino is very good. When I watch some of the people I've been watching over the past few weeks, these are paid insurrectionists. These are paid agitators. These people are not normal. So he supports Bovino. So it seems like there might have been a little minor insurrection over at Border Patrol, and did a little ousting of Bovino when they weren't supposed to. And let's end on a high note. ABF, what are you getting up to after this stream?
I forgot.
Me too. You are streaming Dispatch, I believe.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm streaming Dispatch. I'm doing chapter 3 and 4 tonight. Looking forward to continuing that story.
Yeah, and doing 2 chapters at a time is usually how I did it. And there's 8 total, so yeah, I recommend it 2 chapters at a time. Hey, and what you got going on?
I'm watching something.
Yes. I can't wait for you to watch that. Magnum, some final words.
Just gonna Google the newest Sydney Sweeney gifts, but yeah, no, I gotta work tomorrow. I'm trying to stay positive about the stuff in Minneapolis because it makes your head want to explode. But yeah, I'm gonna keep fighting a good fight as much as I can. That's all I can say about all this drama. So
let's go. And oh my God, Badger, I found more Sydney Sweeney photos, bro.
You should tease it a little.
I mean, oh my Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
All right. It's a pleasure to have you all here. Actually, let me set up. Yeah, we'll do an outro. I will go and raid into ABS stream because I assume you're. Am I roboting?
Nope.
Okay, good. So I assume you're going to be streaming like right after, right?
Yep. I'm gonna go pee and then start it.
Perfect. Okay, well, I will go ahead and raid into you. So we'll go ahead and get a fun little outro going.
Thank you.
Okay. Appreciate you all so much. Stick around if you want to see ABF stream some Dispatch, which is such a good game.
stuff.
Highly recommend checking it out. I'll be watching that. We'll probably dabbling in some Doom Eternal. Just something about talking about all these communists really makes me want to kill demons for some reason. I don't know why. But let's play,
Demons in the Snow.
Demons in the Snow. All right. Let's play a little that's not long enough. I'm speed racing rating. Thank you all. Couldn't do this without you. Something, Sydney Sweeney's boobs. See ya some other day.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Good, then get the hell out of my life. Who needs you? Beat it. Leave me alone.
I needed to get rid of the human garbage, otherwise known as my best friends.
Oh!
Come on! Bonnie, how do you keep getting back in?
Well, bye.
If we're not back by dawn, call the president.
Appreciate y'all. Happy having you all. Jake, always good to see you, homie. And make sure you go check out ABF playing some Dispatch right after this. Also, I don't know how to tell you this, guys.